So for this video, I thought about, I was thinking about Scarface actually, and I wanted to talk about Scarface because Scarface was a very important video for me when I was growing up, when I was a teenager in college. I entered college when I was I graduated high school when I was 16, entered college when I was 17, and third year of college I must have been 19 when I saw Scarface. Um, and Scarface was like one of the few, maybe one of the only role models I had. I mean, in high school I had Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and them. I even read Snoop Dogg's autobiography. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, I read one of his books too. But in college I didn't really have anybody until Scarface, because in college I got into drugs and hustling bikes and stuff like that, all kinds of stuff. So it's like the criminal lifestyle of Scarface as a positive role model, a hero figure, a righteous man, really appealed to me. I remember me and my boys used to laugh and try to imitate his accent and stuff. Total monkey behavior. That's why my my aunt used to always say, she used to always make fun of me and say I was doing monkey tricks when I used to get carried away with the media and stuff. Too much Mickey Mouse and shit. But anyway, that's what I did as a teen. And I was just thinking of one of my earlier videos. I think it was Why Rape is Good. But one of the videos I made during that time, last year, end of last year. And I was just thinking how I learned so much about my sexuality from being sexually harassed by a gang of kids actually, when I was starting out as a teacher. And I think it's because not only are middle school kids more obsessed about sex, but or middle school boys at least, but they're also more innocent about sex and stuff. So maybe that's why it was so enlightening to get ragged on by the fucking students in my class, instead of the other way around. But so Scarface was like, I thought it was a good MGTOW movie because well, yeah, I was saying the teens are more innocent. That's why I feel like if I was to have a relationship, as I've already been like 10 years like single, I feel I'm like I feel like I'm more innocent than a fucking high school girl, because I see these high school girls in like 11th and 12th grade, and you know they're fucking and you know they're fucking more than one guy. So it's like, it's not like when we were in high school when there'd be couples, and I don't know, at least I believe their lies that they only had one boyfriend and all that shit. But yeah, the cock carousel starts early in American society today. In high school, I guess they're planning to hit the Mile High Club by the end of the high school. Oh man. So anyway, yeah, so that's why like a lot of these thoughts, they also hit on teenagers, because I guess they feel they should experience everything, they deserve it. Like that Cardi B quote about being a whore and then still having the option of having a great guy to fall back on when you're 35 and used up and full of screwed up demons in your head and in your DNA. But yeah, only silly thoughts. We'll listen to Cardi B like she's a goddess. Fall for that bullshit. But yeah, Scarface, he was like an original MGTOW. He came from the third world, so he understands female nature a little better than American guys do. And he was a smart guy. He wasn't dumb like Manny, his sidekick, who was just a typical young guy, obsessed with having fun, violence, and sex. I guess that's what it came off as. But Scarface was more like a Machiavelli thinker. He was more like a strategic thinker, and he had the balls. He had his word and he has his balls, so he has both. So he's a whole man, I guess. And he basically had a lot of MGTOW quotes in there, especially about American society and how the girls are just about the winners in America because of the sexual revolution has freed them to choose whatever they want to choose. So they don't really think like he does. They're even stupider than Manny because, like Chanakya once said, woman's lust is 10 times greater than men's lust. And they've brainwashed us so hard that we don't even believe that nowadays. This is a really great cigarette. Wild Hemps. Kind of reminds me of the Dave Chappelle ad about Ode Weeds. Smells like weed, but it's not weed. So yeah, he was explaining to his younger sidekick that it's not about the sex, it's about the money and the power with these thoughts. So he was trying to tell him to forget about that and focus on his responsibilities or whatever about growing the business. And we also kind of saw what the culture shock does to the family unit. That was one great thing I learned from that movie. It kind of sounded like my mom telling me, you were just destroying everything. Oh man. So yeah, the destruction of the family unit after coming to America, and the kids, especially the females, taking on the new society's values, but not realizing how it's self-destructive to them, and then rebelling against the brother and the family if they try to criticize them. That's kind of like my story, because I also have a scar on my face. And then even after you start making money, like the mother always wanted you to do, still you get no respect and no love from the broken up, culture shock, immigrant family. And also the system is shown how Scarface knew that he could rise to the top by being bold and ambitious, but then his mentor had already warned him that if you get too big out here, it's not like you think it is. If you get too big, you're not going to be Lord of the Jungle. You're going to be targeted quickly by the real Lord of the Jungle that is invisible and lives in some secretive location in some other part of the continent somewhere, or other part of the planet somewhere. So like the hidden dangers, his mentor kind of warned him about, his old boss, but he got carried away with his youth and the passion of the purpose that he had of becoming the biggest drug dealer. And making an empire for himself, just like those big shots on TV screen. But a lot of politics is also revealed, especially like when he's sitting in his indoor sauna with his wife and his sidekick, and they're talking about the bullshit on this TV news, which pisses off his wife. Because now she's bored of the same old, same old. She's getting ready to ride the CC. Now she got the divorce. I don't know. Now she got the bucks. And then there's that great MGTOW, or there's a gender war fight scene in the restaurant. That's also a good MGTOW expose of American women and American men too. Because Lauryn Hill was also dissing American men in her song Doop Whoop or whatever, Doo Whoop. That thing. She was saying American men aren't focused about their women, they're just focused on their toys. And American women are too materialistic and trying to be like little strippers and whores. So it's like a problem of perpetual adolescence, which Manny represents perfectly well. And I think his sister also represents, but maybe not. But that's the problem in American society, obviously. There's no purpose to the life. It's just like a series of mindless routines that you have to do to survive, where everybody does. That's why you have to do it. So there's no real purpose in all these actions, all the eating, the drinking, the fucking, the snorting, the sucking, and all that. It's not motivated by the things that in his old country they used to be motivated by: starting a family, having kids, becoming part of a community, and so forth. Because the system is totally artificial here, and that's just what he was complaining about in that video scene. And we see how the drug route also works, how the government is involved with the CIA and all that, and all those foreign international cartels also. They're running the whole thing with the secret parallel government right there, making sure it all falls into the whole plans. And then he's not a total psychopath like the Goodfellas movie or the Godfather people. So he's like, he breaks down basically because of all the success and all the frustration from having the opposite of what he thought would happen in his personal life. So he just finally says fuck you to everything, and then has a great confrontation fight scene that made the movie so classic in everybody's memories. So that's pretty much the American success story. And then at the end of the movie, the world is yours. That was his motto. So as he believed the world was his, same the world also treated the consequence, the karma, or the consequence of all those adrenaline-fueled actions to to reach the top, to gain everything the world had to offer, eventually his whole life became wasted in that chase, and he ended without anything that he was really proud of, except for that big mansion or whatever. So the world he was also the world's. As he lay dead in the pool, that's what the message, I think, of the story was. So I think this has been long enough, a 15-minute PMS episode. I just realized that those half an hour, 45-minute videos are just torturous for the average person in their day-to-day activities to really have to be subjected to. So I just thought I'll keep it one movie, short and interesting. I also wanted to talk about other movie, but I think I better watch it first. Also, Scarface is very good for for all the quotes about anti-communism. In today, 2020 and 2019, we can really appreciate some anti-communistic, good old American values from when America at least pretended to appear to be great. So, Kunal checking out, telling you not to get lost in the American madness and the whole WWF politics aspect of it. It's all a dog and pony show. It's all puppetry to manipulate your minds. So stay independent, stay rugged individualist. Kunal checking out with the 19th episode of PMS, Post-Millennial Movies About Sex.